checks.
Thank you so much.
I think it's good we count at the start of the day.
Confidence as well. All right, and we can see, of course, Saigon Buffalo on their way in. Today has been a day of upsets. The team with fewer wins has walked away with the W in both games so far today. Now, this is first versus last. RNG have dropped only a single game. Saigon Buffalo have not won any in the Rumble stage. Will it be today?
I mean, we've had some upsets today, Phreak.
That's the point. Yeah.
Everybody get upset. Saigon Buffalo are next in line. I was prepping it the day earlier when I was on, when all of these teams that got beat up by the Pool 1 seeds in the group stage, they were trying to overcome their Pool 1 bullies.
Right.
And nobody did it then. But today, it's all coming out.
Yes.
Everybody's getting their licks in. So let's see if Saigon Buffalo can get their first win of the Rumble stage here.
And I'm curious if it comes, as we keep talking about their aggressive bottom lane. I think, that, again, they are very, very good down there. Or if it comes maybe a mix of that and also creative drafting. I was here last time when they played Senna Vladimir bottom lane. I think it's a nice long-standing tradition that Vietnamese teams show up with one just truly incredible drafting strategy per tournament. Would love to see a second one here out of SGB because I don't believe they are out just yet. I think they can reach 4 wins and you know, match T1 or G2 or EG. If they all lose out, I think it's possible, but with a loss, you are not making the knockout stage.
It's okay. Just win all games from here on out, forever. Yep. Let's go. Let's see what they can do. Let's see. Ahri still not on the ban list here. They opted to go for the Kalista ban. Even with the recent kind of downfall of this champion, really trying to force it in the direction back towards the Kai'Sa Ezreal, I guess. We've had these two kind of dueling AD carry metas, the Kalista Tristana versus the Kai'Sa Ezreal, and with the Kalista getting taken off this time. Interesting. We'll see if the Buffalo want to turn the tables that way. I actually think that Shogun has been exceptional on Tristana especially, and so kind of curious maneuver there. And they go for the Syndra as well versus Xiaohu. I mean, it is Xiaohu. Definitely one of the best Syndra, but still, it does leave up the opportunity for Ahri trade here.
Yeah, and you just kind of answer the Ahri with the Zoe that we've seen with, you know, Vex being one of those options there as well. You get once in a while, so taking their time with this one with Vladimir at the table, that kind of covers for a Gwen pick, or that Vlad double flex that we saw, you know?
Bin definitely has been one of the ones willing to do Jax into it too, so I feel like this from RNG is pretty protective of them, because if they lose the Gwen, then you get Ahri and Jax. Great, you've got a counter pick that Bin likes into the Gwen, plus you get your Ahri, which Froggy has not really been able to answer. Froggy's definitely gotten beaten up. Or you give over the Ahri, and then you get the Gwen, and you're not as scared about Hasmed picking up the Jax counter pick and you if you're Bin, because Bin has no fear of anyone ever.
That's true. The man is fearless, absolutely. He just comes with the cleanse. If you pick Nocturne, it doesn't even affect him. It's kind of amazing the way that works, but he's just kind of got that built-in synergy. So Ahri locked in. Will it be the mid lane counter pick? And the question, I think it's always interesting, like, do you counter on 1 or 2, or do you actually wait till 3 and risk, you know, some other role getting pinched? Will be the Vex coming through, you fear her out of everything else, and, you know, have some engage yourself. You're not, it's one of the nice things about sort of this sort of like answer pick is you have good matchups into Ahri, but you also do your own proactive thing well also.
Yeah, really, really big for roams towards bottom side too. Vex, super long range ultimate, you can get in there for some early double kills, roaming only like halfway down the river. They opt to go for jungle instead and grab the Viego now. Instead of the Lee Sin. I've actually liked the transition towards more Lee Sin play from a lot of the junglers and kind of away from the Viego, but we have seen those big highlight plays already at MSI. Of course, Xayah is great for the counter engage, and since Vex is big engage from the mid lane already, you know, Xayah ultimate gets huge value versus both Vex and Viego, being able to dodge the ultimate there. So nice pick for Shogun.
Totally agree. I really like the Xayah pick against divers. I think she's been great for a while, and obviously with the lethality build changes, she is just going to be playing crit here, but that makes her a great team fighter. She's one of the stronger 3 to 4 out of 80 carries.
And specifically, Shogun and Taki have been really, really huge for the Buffalo. They've been so aggressive in lane. You know, I'd love to see them with the Xayah Rakan combo. Taki's been one of the best at finding these engages for teams. Even though they haven't won any of the games, they've still had moments, especially for their bottom lane to shine.
There's the Gwen you thought was going to happen. Does come in late. So, you know, we get the other lovers duo, you know, the reincarnated soul of Isolde alongside Viego here. So we'll see if he spends a lot of time doting over her in the top lane. His bin might be camped for after all by way. Viego, if you
I do not please. I do not please. Okay.
not
Anyways,
please?
they're gonna dual ban protect it now. That's why I like RNG not rushing to it, because as confident as Bin is, now you can double protection ban it. You ban out the gangplank as well, which has been very effective. And we just saw in the last game, even if you don't win lane, very problematic later on. Meanwhile, GALA has honestly just been able to play everything for RNG, so they're trying to whittle him down, try and take out the Ezreal Kai'Sa sort of action here. But honestly, Xayah's pretty good into Kai'Sa anyway, because Kai'Sa is dive, and Xayah has been so good at counter dive. It was one of the classics when we had our Xayah Kai'Sa meta for a long time there. We would always see that matchup, but they take that one off the table too anyway.
Happy to go for the Tristana though. Did get some recent buffs, a little bit extra attack damage, I believe, and totally solid champion. And we'll see if that actually does get locked in as time ticks down.
Especially if you go into Rakan Xayah though, it's pretty scary because you jump in with Rocket Jump, Rakan locks you up for the Blade Caller, and you're instantly in place for big Blade Callers. So kind of funneled in here, and I think Shogun and Taki are going to be pretty happy about playing aggressive early, especially with the Lee Sin on their side.
Alice for the hover now. Obviously, you like a decent lockdown. Xayah, Q auto, E, pretty much guaranteed route. Nautilus doing a very similar role. Still is the premier engage support into the bottom lane.
Yeah.
People have to play it, so never surprised to see this one. Now I'm curious what happens in the top lane. Of course, you're against Gwen. Do you go for the counter? Do you go for just bog standard tank pick? Just play some Ornn, go for team fights?
So the two counter picks that we've seen so far, of course, are going to be the Jax and then possible Riven.
Ooh.
Okay, Akali as well has been the less frequent one. Gives you the option of jumping inside of the mist. Definitely early on. Still, though, Akali has to cede control. So this is why it's a little bit more of an infrequent counter pick into Gwen that we see, because does give Gwen nice control of the lane early on. And early lane control for solo lanes has been so big in this game. So many teams have been able to snowball off first Herald. That first 8 minutes of every game has been critical.
The deep cut counter to Gwen that I actually want to see is Singed. We saw it once in the LCS. I believe FLICKR played it a couple years ago, or about a year ago, but that's actually a very, very good matchup into Gwen. She wants to chase and land autos, and Singed is like, please chase me, I win the trades this way. So the actual hit interaction is great. I think at some point, if you're looking for a deep cut, if anyone's watching, Singed is actually a very good matchup into Gwen.
Oh, yeah. Also, the adhesive is so good
you break all the dashes.
At taking that down. Why do you keep saying deep cut as far as your counter? Oh. Is it just because Gwen? Because I was like, that is really
it does end up becoming, it's more just, it's use it in music, right? Where it's like, oh, here's a track that you haven't, heard before. Here's a champion that, just way under the radar.
So you have an actual explanation, not just
there's actually, it's like a terminology that is used in the real world.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah. There's lots of nice terminology I like to borrow from other places. If you're looking at a fine steak, you got the marbling going on. You get some really good interaction. Your team comps, just anything, right? I just age like a fine wine, right? You use that, but that's already used as a simile. But I like borrowing terminology from other places.
I too like borrowing. As North America, we like to borrow players from other regions.
Hey, sometimes they move here permanently, okay?
All right, Buffalo versus RNG. Can the Buffalo continue the day of upsets, continue the defeats of the Pool 1 seeds?
Here we go. Will it be the third upset in a row? RNG 2 games ahead of everyone for first place. I should say 1.5. They are 2 wins ahead. Wait to see how this one goes. Saigon Buffalo, with a loss, are eliminated from playoff contention. They must make the run here 4 in a row, and even then need a little bit of help. We'll see if they can do it here. Backs against the wall.
All right, it's defensive opening. Everybody just gonna do the fan point. Okay, Ming actually making a hard push in here. Kind of risky, honestly, because they hadn't gotten any other further information. So even though that looks fine from God view, we're all very used to watching Spectator with no fog of war. That was actually pretty risky move. I think maybe they did it because they had actually seen Hasmed earlier, but I didn't catch on the mini-map. So anyways, goes unpunished, and they just leave the ward in the river there through to see about the transition from jungle.
Yeah, could have been some decent damage, right? If there's a Taki hook coming out of nowhere into the root.
I mean, this is one of the things. prepping level 1s in best of 1 stages and doing stuff like that, like brush camping, expecting face checks like that can be disastrous for you in best of 1 stages. And especially from the position of RNG, if you're looking at Saigon Buffalo who have not gotten a single win, you should be expecting them to do random stuff like stack behind red buff. You know, that those sorts of things are what 0-win teams should be doing. You know, throw those Hail Marys, throw those low percentage chance plays. Maybe you get advantage level 1, you can snowball, you can upset these teams that are so favored above you.
Sure.
But again, it went unpunished, so
it
won't help run it too long.
Yeah, ultimately, Taki put a ward down in the bot lane. Brush was swept out by Ning. I mean, to like explain the point further, because I think it's an interesting discussion, it could be that, oh, in 10 out of 10 games, Taki walks bot lane and puts a ward down there. So he's never in mid lane, Brush. Okay, we always get to go. I'm not saying it's true, but could have been part of the prep. Either way, the ward does get swept out, by the way. Ming had gone over, grabbed a sweeper, gets that one down. Cool. Brush control for the RNG bot lane. Mid laners, temporary CS lead for Froggy. Gets a little bit of poke down.
Xiaohu as well. Honestly, Xiaohu is to me the kind of epitome of RNG. It was Uzi's team for so long, but Xiaohu winning on multiple roles, international events for RNG, playing on the team for 6 years. This man has always been such a rock that they can rely on, and he's about to get ganked. So
here we go. All
see
right.
how he fares in ganks. His fear is ready.
Yeah. Wants to know how to burn it out of him. Of course, level 3 advantage could be a little bit scary, but as he knocks down minions, gets his share. There we go. There's the fear. This is the attempt. Ignite is on. Will it be enough? No, he ward hopped. He needs to shield his teammate. And it's going to be first blood to Xiaohu, who traded back.
Yeah, could have used a little bit of extra help there. Froggy goes down, doesn't use his flash. Xiaohu, the rock of RNG, does get the 1-for-1 even in the gank, and now they know where BeanJ was, a little bit delayed on his camp clear. This means Wei, you can see, is a full camp already ahead of Lee Sin. He wasted no time. He was just power clearing, and he'll get right over to the scuttle as well. This brings up to me, as a jungler, I always think invading on red. Viego actually super dangerous early on, especially if you show yourself as a Lee Sin. So that's why you see BeanJ even skipping his red, because he knows his bottom lane has been pushed in, and Viego very well could come sniffing around. So even though BeanJ gave up more information, I like his more conservative path afterwards.
Yeah. Looking for rewards now, and Ming, now keep in mind, could fight for this red buff right now. This would be a 2v1. Looks pretty comfortable. They jumped in right now. Rocket jump here as well. That should be a kill. The flash to follow. Ignite is on. Will not quite die, but he's so close. E-auto would kill, but it isn't up.
If Wei was with them, that would be a kill. Now they're going to be able to get out, and they chase him off of red buff. You know, smites or flashes traded there, plus the ignite from Ming. But they didn't bring Wei with them. Wei went back for the Gromp instead. He doesn't have quite as killer of an instinct as previously shown.
Well, fear into a follow, not going to happen here, but zoning him off some of the farm. Cannon still getting lower. This should be Q range. That's at least the gold earned. A little bit of poke, but Froggy's going to be okay here. Want to point out that Xiaohu got about 300 more gold from that trade of blows in the early game. A partial assist. I believe it was still too early to get the full 150. Meanwhile, 400 for Xiaohu, so better items. Even though Froggy got the TP back in, I think it was still looking better.
Patience, patience.
There's a stun. There's going to be a lot of damage. Fear is available as well. Taki going to find the root into a charm, into a lot of damage. Will it be enough for flash safety? And here comes BeanJ looking for the kills. It could be Xiaohu going down, but first it's Wei getting a stun, but still dropping. Doubles go to Froggy. Xiaohu's so low, a flash to follow. Auto for the red buff. He will burn. Xiaohu will die, and that's going to be Ming delivering himself on a silver platter. This has got to be a kill. Give it to Froggy. He's dead. He's dead. He's dead to red. Potion.
Potion.
Okay. Still makes it happen, and just like that, Saigon Buffalo are alive.
Ooh, this is what I love to see, Phreak. Saigon Buffalo scrapping early, getting the action started. And it was Wei who thought he had the premier position here, lying in wait, knew he was waiting for a counter gank here in the brush, but they didn't bring as many members as the Buffalo. 3 coming through. Taki knew he has Lee Sin coming from the top side. So even though Nautilus gets focused here and Taki's able to get the shield up, he gets his lockdown, and that glacial does reduce their damage on the rest of the teammates there. So when BeanJ goes in, they're able to chase him off. Another root comes through, and the last Q there from Xiaohu was immaculate to be able to snipe that kill onto BeanJ, but he still ends up going down, so it's still very favorable for the Buffalo. Getting Froggy really fed, and Froggy has been attacked so frequently. Yesterday, definitely rough for him as well, but now he's fed Ahri, okay?
Oh, a dive out of the tower, the level 6, ignite, and a kill, but the Sonic Wave lands, the resonating strike, and a trade again. 2v1 in the mid lane.
Just,
1 for 1.
Just put up a gladiator pit around mid lane here. Everybody hopping in there. Honestly, let's keep the action going. Every time there's going to be a jungler here.
Oh, E-back. Oh, he was so close. I think he had no energy for a Q.
He didn't because, yeah, he had the sweeper, so he knew he was there. Not enough energy to get off a Q and stop him. But anyways, back to our gladiator pit.
Yeah.
Somebody get out there because constant kills. Man, Froggy, as soon as we were talking him up, though, he got 3 kills off that last play. Then Xiaohu just dives him. Wei gets level 6 off that crab. Could be big for this counter as he does the dragon.
Yeah.
But BeanJ and Taki lying in wait. They want to get the pick on Ming.
In a 1v2, Anchor. Nice sidestep, but maybe enough. Oh, he sidesteps the charm as well. Beautiful. But the damage, it'll be there. Wow, he survives. Ignite is on. He will survive on the Lee Sin. Wei actually is like, hang on. What if they show up, though? Actually drops the dragon.
Yeah, as soon as you see that many members, you know they could come right back to a dragon. So even though they don't get the kill, it does pull Wei off of that dragon. And so RNG also not getting anything out of the play. But wow, Ming's got his dodge on.
Yep. There we go, sidesteps those skill shots there. Wei actively spotted by the control ward. Doesn't get much more done except some wave clears. Ming will finally get his recall off. Great fancy footwork though. Did so well to dodge pretty much every skill shot that would have meant his death.
Yeah.
Really impressive.
Long time, one of the best supports in the world, constantly performing. Thus far at MSI as well, one of the best performers for RNG. See what we can do after the reset, though. Ming gets his boots, got more move speed here for Leona, and he's still going topside. So he's recalling from mid lane roam to reset and go for another roam out towards topside.
Power Trist. He's arguably almost even safer than an Ezreal because she can clear the wave so fast when left alone that she doesn't have to even be there contesting the wave for very long.
Yeah. We have seen because, well, let's take a look if they pull off a setup here for Rift Herald. But we have seen the timing messed up on some of the Rocket jump buffering.
Uh-oh. Here comes Viego, spotted now by the fact that the camouflage zone's around. Ult's away.
Yeah.
Already burned R1, so has that for the engage, or disengage in this case. Ult for ult. Ignite for ignite. Hasmed and Bin both stay alive.
All right, with the extra rotation, is going to be first move from Buffalo, but still RNG will be here in time if they want to fight it. Here comes GALA and Ming. Level 6s not in for the supports. Taki's only 4. They've been roaming so heavily.
Well, they find the first engage, so pretty tanky. They on a triple hit there, and there's the first dunk down, and Wei wants a whole bunch more. Shogun forced to get away, but Wei on the Akali, getting so much damage, but he's going to find himself the root. Shogun gets away for now. Bin low, but alive. Froggy cannot get that kill. Still an ult charge left, 2 to be exact, but this should be a Rift Herald to RNG.
Off of Ming's initiation, Xiaohu and Wei just monster this fight. Huge damage laid down from Xiaohu, setting him up. Wei goes in to finish it, gets the reset. They don't care if they're level 4 and 5 for the supports after all their roaming. Still getting in there. Ming right into the front lines. Take a look here. He doesn't waste any time. They see the Ahri at tower, so Ming's like, great. He ease in onto the Akali, and Wei instantly gets the Akali body, chases back both Shogun and Taki here, gets the ultimate out, while Xiaohu's able to follow over on BeanJ, and then forces them through. They also then can just pick up the Rift Herald in the aftermath, and this is why we had such a big magnifying glass focus on Rift Herald. You can snowball so effectively. Even after the early scrap from Saigon Buffalo, they had such a great start to this game, Phreak. All of a sudden, they're behind, and Rift Herald hasn't even been used yet, so RNG are right back on track. They've recovered very quickly from the early scrap with Saigon Buffalo. All it takes is that Rift Herald play, and now they've got so much momentum. Wei still with the Rift Herald in hand as well to cash in.
600 gold lead, looking good. RNG on the road to 6-1 if it keeps happening this way for them. I have to see. GALA shoving on the bottom side. Haven't seen Ming down there in a while. On the way towards mid.
Xiaohu as well, you know, with the Vex being first to finish the Mythic here with your Luden's Echo, this is a 100-0 burst champion. So dangerous right now. Thank you, MasterCard. But it's so scary to with the ultimate up here and Flash Ignite available on Xiaohu. The resets are a very real possibility for any of these scraps, and we've had so many fights around mid lane already. Could be anyone, the victim here of the first one.
All right, now through in the mid lane wave. But we will probably see the movement before too long. Froggy going to go for the wave clear as well. Neither can quite one-shot the cast minions, but next combo works pretty well.
11 minutes Ludens with the Electrocute plus Ignite plus Flash. Oh, ready. I'm itching to see it.
Yeah. Murktread's probably not going to quite save you, but we are seeing Froggy go towards a little bit of health. Obviously, Everfrost very, very common on the Ahri, and that's part of the build, so decently resistant to this kind of engage. Ming going to knock down some wards as GALA pretty much 1v2s the lane.
Yeah.
Still, though, 6 on Ming, only 5 on Taki, so Ming has gotten enough XP to be a big crowd control threat, has every button on the kit now.
And we're back, baby. Mid lane, let's brawl. 2v2. I believe RNG know he's in there. If Xiaohu hits...
Oh, doesn't want it. Ming's already on the way over, so jumps the wall, again, a controller to safety. And that's going to be another one burned down just for the safety of getting out from that engage. Nice roam by Ming. Taki still in the bottom lane, finally hits level 6, so congratulations. Saigon Buffalo finally have an ultimate on Nautilus, and that'll be a recall.
So, single most important area on the whole map, right here. Vision between mid and bots for junglers, for supports, for mid laners alike. Those wards, the fight over these wards right here, this vision is critical.
And they're trying now on the bottom side. You can see Taki, I believe, interrupted his recall, still sticking around. Control goes down, and Ming's like, I can probably kill that. I'm tanky enough. And he's got backup as well. So with the Herald able to be summoned, they're going to try to burn this one down. That TP should complete in time. Even the charge won't kill the turret. And they will not kill it either, but the plates are still earned. GALA gets his share. And that is still quite a bit of money earned. 1,000 gold lead to RNG, but for now, just the 2 turret plates off the Herald. That's a root. That's an Everfrost. That's everything. GALA just doesn't rocket jump away in time, and the CC combo is there.
Beautiful stuff there. Froggy able to make his presence felt. 4 kills now for him. Let's see what they can do off of it. Buffalo going to get a lot of alone time with that tower.
They're on that brush. Careful, buddy. No, ult charges left, flashes away. That's going to be enough, though, because the knockup is there. Xiaohu at 200 HP. His shield is on, but they have to get it. You have to believe this is going to be landing here, BeanJ. There we go. Picks it up. And 2-0 Saigon Buffalo.
Beautiful.
Catching right back up.
I mean, Froggy goes from the most criticized on the team to successful baits here after picking up another pick on bottom side. And the whole time, Shogun was getting a plate off the bottom turret, pushes another wave in, 2 plates for him, denies another wave of minions to GALA. He's going to catch right back up. GALA was starting to run away there on the Tristana, and Froggy just turns that story around.
Then finds his first turret plate. Thank you, Demolish, for 2 plates. It's quite a bit of gold earned. It's functionally a kill in money, though obviously nothing denied. As a result, a couple of waves down, of course, though. Froggy will play this wave for now. And again, with Murktreads is a little bit tankier against this Gwen. And just kind of sit in the lane for now as Hasmed needs to figure out where he wants to play. Xayah still being sent to the bottom lane. Plates are dropping pretty soon. Looks like that 5th one will not be claimed by GALA.
Let's go.
And unless Rocket Jump is down, this is just a careless mistake to not jump away in time.
Yeah, I mean, Froggy does do a good job slipping through the brush. Comes out with the R Everfrost. We have seen, I was going to mention before, so with the rocket jumps for Tristana, you know, the timing on those is so critical. We have actually seen maybe some evidence of the ping. No 0 ping plays.
It's possible that he was, 0.03 of a second late on the rocket jump, and he hit it just, would have been on time on land, not sure, but now Bin and Hasmed in a battle on the top side through the stealth. Ults away, but that's a lot of damage. We goes back in, whoa! Ulting back to his team, but the Heartbreak's still gonna land. Way gonna feel pretty good. BeanJ gonna trade it back, nicely done. Poly combo, no way you go for the 1v3, so Way will walk away. Both top laners dead, but with 3 people topside, this could be a lot of turret damage. Tristana is pushing the bottom side, and bot tier 2 is 800 gold that will be claimed in a wave or 2.
Yep, we do have a pretty hard push here towards mid lane as well. Xiaohu kind of threaten Xayah as well. If you can get that ultimate out, opens up more kill targets for RNG. GALA easily will be able to do the work of a couple champions there as Tristana gets 800 gold. The isolated gold onto Tristana is very nice too, and picking the red buff up on his way out though. GALA here, the only one with a pentakill so far at MSI. And looks to be setting up for another.
Well, that's going to be a nice stun. Cleanses it, holding the ult for now. There we go for the play. Should have the root. Not going to go for it yet. Ming going to be stuck in place, though. Way gets out, but Ming does not have the luxury. Shogun puts him down 1-0-1.
That's what we're talking about with the commitments onto the Xayah. Such a good anti-dive champion. Leaves you vulnerable after you go in there with the possibility of these blade callers coming back. So huge for the Buffalo. Another return play for them, and they remain competitive here with RNG.
Yeah, they're looking really, really good. Youngest team at MSI, a bunch of people who have just over a year competitive play, kind of brought into the team, bunch of rookie faces, and it's looked pretty good so far. Nice dive, that's gonna be Taki falling. Shogun has no cooldowns, has to get away from that one as well. Ulti's gonna come in, and Wei gets another.
I feel like Wei and Xiaohu have just been murdering them, but can he get out? Wolves are your friends.
Oh, a combo. Wei is around, kick into the wall, though. Here comes Akali. Should get the one kill. Hasmed gets a shutdown. Staying in stealth. Big damage. Xiaohu drops. A kick back. He might get another. Ben trades him out, and GALA just barely survives.
Huge pop-off moment there for Hasmed. Almost even gets GALA as well. Gets so many summoner spells down, too. That's double from GALA, barely surviving, and this is going to be the Rift Herald traded for Dragon, as BeanJ is going to go pick up Rift Herald number 2. Meanwhile, RNG will continue stacking their dragons. It's pretty late into the game, though. Not like an exceptionally quick pace for Seoul. 17 minutes on number 2 here.
Yeah, 27. Yeah, I agree. Not the fastest, right? Your record's going to be 20 minutes and change if you're really rushing it down. So if they keep control, they could have it before the end of the game. Obviously a very tight one, though, between these squads. 800 gold difference. Second Herald should help, though, with Saigon Buffalo catching up.
And I'm excited to see the next couple fights here for Hasmed. Kills picked up for Akali. Full Riftmaker done. Has the extra burst from Alternator. Ignite is coming up really quickly. He's definitely going to at least get one. I say Hasmed is definitely good for one in the next fight for sure. Possibly more. Froggy!
Oh, Ming gonna dive in, locked in place. Tanky stopwatch burn. Here comes the dive on the backside. Bin's there for the flank. Mid-lane turret will not fall, so the extra space not given. Xiaohu, does he find the way in? No one's in range, does not go for the play.
Oof, pretty deep on the teleport too. Rift Herald damage does dent the outer turret, but not fall over. So I like the attempt though. Frog, you see him go over and then jumping back, pulling Ming with him, trying to get him into a more vulnerable scenario. But RNG able to lay down the cover fire and get him out.
Yeah.
Nobody dropping.
Pretty important to call out, though, that there's really only ever one stopwatch on a support. I don't think he's going to afford Zhonya's too soon into this game. So that is the only time you'll ever turn golden. Prevents the death. I think he would have died without it. So the right call to burn it, but will no longer, again, be able to prevent death that way.
And now Ahri has gotten to the 2-item breakpoint, level 11 here for Froggy. There's a pretty quick pace. You get to go for super aggressive plays on Ahri with more confidence now. He's been pretty good finding some of the picks for this team thus far. The one over the Raptor camp there does get, like you're saying, probably one of the most useful stopwatches in the game down. Now mid lane, though, under attack again with the flank from Wei, but they've got an out towards bottom path here, and it just allows the 1-3-1 for Buffalo to really take effect. Hasmed, again, on this Akali, still has his Ignite, still feeling quite confident in these side lanes, and again, the outer tower's about to fall, so even though if you look at the scoreboard, oh, RNG, 2 dragons plus 2k gold, those 2 outer towers fall. Like that gold lead just almost gets wiped away.
And you've mentioned it before, no bounties, right? Bounties are like the pretty good indicator of like, are you really far behind? Well, there's no outline on the turrets yet, so yeah, within reach right now for Saigon Buffalo. BeanJ tries to...
That melee minion curved around and got in front. Your general rule of thumb, you can look at the brush that's in front of you, and you can go +1 brush on the front line of it, and that's the vision line for your opponents.
Nice TP. He'll show up, make sure the turret goes down. 500 gold earned, shrinking that gold lead a little bit as... we still have Xiaohu safely pushing the top side. Of course, a teleportless mid laner. Xiaohu did run Ignite, got kills with it, but now he's 4, 5, and 3. Froggy outperforming individually as far as champion combat's concerned. Xiaohu, of course, still a great initiator, but as he pushes top into tier 2, this could be a bit of the wave denied. Akali's on the way, will drop the melee minion.
Death Dance done here for Wei as well on the Viego. All these kills that we've seen him and Xiaohu, picking up a lot of these plays, resulting in some good spikes now. Bin gets the Everfrost out, but yeah, Froggy not too scared, even though the rest of RNG are coming down. He's got plenty of time to rejoin the team. No teleports for either team at the moment, so side lane positioning does mean a lot. Every minion wave you push up, 30 seconds of a move timer there for you. Shogun gets wrapped around and
now gets over the side, pull back, Tristana, charm, knock up, GALA falls, and Ming's just gonna be a feast as well.
BeanJ does get knocked down, but he can heal right back up. Baron is available. That's 2 members. The whole bottom lane gone from RNG. They can even pressure on Baron. It's very early in the game, so it's hard to tank it at only 20 minutes here, but They can definitely threaten it, and you look at the turn. What do they have to turn with? Lee Sin. Lee Sin has flash kick available.
Hasmed's on a flank, though. Hasmed has everything. Yeah, actually has everything for this flank play, so they can just take the fight off the charm.
They're looking for the turn for sure.
Froggy's playing out, flash charm. They get Xiaohu into the pull, into the destruction. And ult 2 is up in a second. There's the push on in. Looking at Ben. Slowed down for a second. And, oh, they can't. No way. This is not a kill you go for. He's got too much MR. Will not be dropped. Saigon Buffalo. Baron Bait only picks up 1 kill, but now they can walk back to mid lane, and that should be 500 more gold in the pockets.
Exactly. It's 1 kill that's desynced, though, from the spawn of Dragon. 22 seconds left on the Dragon. Xiaohu will be able to walk from base straight towards the objective as it's spawning. So number 3 here. Vision work already being done by RNG, and as long as Xiaohu runs straight from base, ultimate is available, so Vex can join from a pretty long distance and will be there for the next one.
This feels weird from Saigon Buffalo. Okay, TP is up for every top laner, so Hasmed can play wherever he wants and then still TP in, but the timer without Xiaohu is so tight.
And the ultimate advantage is actually in RNG's favor after that fight. So even though Buffalo got the kills, RNG have a better team fight right now with all their ultis ready. There's no Akali ult, no bottom lane ults for the Buffalo either, so they can't fight Dragon number 3. Really good pincer movement here, though. Taki gets the flash onto him. Just beautiful. Again, those Tristana rocket jumps.
It's early, probably like a lot.
That one was really early. I think maybe because he didn't get that last one off, right? Maybe you're overcompensating or something, but here it is, the Baron turn. And again, you're always looking for the turn. 20 minutes is really early. Froggy goes Charm Flash into Everfrost. Beautiful pick from him. Then they can't get the follow there on the way, but they forced his flash out. A lot of cooldowns used. So it means the reset does mean soul point for RNG. 4 minutes, 20 seconds coming up, and RNG will have a pretty decent attempt towards the Cloud Soul fight.
All right, Ming, word over the wall. Here's BeanJ. Hello. All right, yep. I agree. We are both in your North Jungle, indeed. This turret is 2 autos from dead. Shogun. 1. Ah, damn. 1 auto from dead. I'm sorry. You had to be expert, I didn't check.
Fired.
Yeah.
All right, let's see about the reset, because both minion waves pushed up on the sides here for Buffalo. They have control of the map. You should at least get vision advantage or something while you force RNG to go answer both side waves. You know, Baron even clean it out or something. They have no sweepers available, no controllers in inventory, though. So RNG will get to clean both side waves that are pushed up without giving up anything on the map.
Hexdrinker in for GALA will help him against the Ahri Akali dive. Certainly, Akali at this point on 2 items, Sork Shoes plus Shadow Flame. You want some MR at that point with the flat pen stack, so kinda needs it, but just means that he's gonna be behind the pace on itemization. Obviously, Infinity Edge for Shogun is gonna be done much sooner than a comparable item for GALA here. The kills and certainly relevant for that one as well. Still down a turret. And Soul point here for RNG. 3 minutes away from Cloud Soul. You finally got one, Atlas. Hope you're watching.
Yeah, he's called for it every single game, and now he's not up here. It finally arrives. It's actually with some champs that are pretty good at using it, too, for the side of RNG, so we'll see if they can actually pull their combo off. Mid lane now the target, Shogun. Shogun better be quick with that R button.
Way in vision at this point, though, so yeah, Shogun's gonna be fine on that one. Flash cleanse up as well, and everything that would lock him down is just a hard stun, not a knock-up, so even if you do screw up R, you can then cleanse R. So for the most part, Shogun should never be instant deleted in these team fights. It is possible to be if you screw up, but even he has like allowance for it compared to like, oh, I didn't dodge Nautilus ult, I'm in the air, nothing I can do. Leona you just like cleanse an ult.
Yeah, there is definitely a bunch of burst damage on RNG, so better be quick with your cleanses, quick with your ultis to avoid it. Hasmed now level 15 on the Akali, highest level in the game, pushing on those side lanes, really looking for the opportunity again to come in and make that big play. That's one of the big reasons GALA did go for the Hexdrinker. You know, Froggy and Hasmed, both terrifying threats. We'll see if it means the difference between life and death, you know, or if an extra Infinity Edge empowered crit would change their fates.
Want to see it as they keep stacking up for items. we still just tick down until Cloud Soul. That's the moment we know what's going to have to happen, because last several times, Saigon Buffalo just refused to fight over the dragon. So, all right, you had control first, you had the recalls first, okay, whatever, but
this one for sure will be the fight.
So early, they look at the Baron instead, forcing Ray to check for some of this. Ward goes down, he knows Nautilus is nearby, walks over, puts control ward down, forcing the item out at the very least, but now that vision is not going to be swept away. So hey, they force a ward out, congratulations. They get RNG to move to the top side.
One of the really smart things to do is a minute and a half before the critical fight dragon, does spawn, you try and fish for cooldowns, basically. Just try and get any small cooldown, even a lot of ultimate cooldowns at that stage, fishing for the ones that are over a minute long. Significant advantages as far as the setup. So I like throwing out a Baron check like that just to see. Maybe you get a pick, somebody coming towards Fog of War. You have Ahri Nautilus, so there are definitely possibilities of even getting a small cooldown out before the fight that really matters this one.
They also knock out the Banshee's Veil. I believe that cooldown would be long enough to matter in time for the Dragon. 2 stopwatches, by the way. Jungle mid for RNG, top support for Saigon Buffalo. So stopwatch check definitely relevant as we move towards the Banshee's Veil on Hasmed. Only has the Verdant Barrier just now. And no IE. Shogun unable to get his next item in. He's probably sitting on over 1,000 gold. Not enough for IE, but like a pickaxe is my guess here. Ultimately, will not have anything special. 15 seconds of the Dragon. Bin on a flank. Here's the TP in for Hasmed. Goes in for the charm. And again, a deletion. Xiaohu is gone. A double knockout. Do you believe the day of upsets continues as Hasmed goes for broke? He looks for the second kill now. It's going to be Bin putting the damage across. Dunks back out. Stopwatch burned. Feathers fly. And RNG falls. Bin flees. Do you hear that? Vietnam is in the house, and Froggy demolishes Xiaohu with the charm flash again. BeanJ then, not to be outdone, goes in for the flash kick. Ooh, Saigon Buffalo, they're going to get that Baron. They are going to get that reset quick. What a play towards mid lane. Oh, this is good.
Wait, they're leaving the Baron.
Really good.
The Dragon Bin's just going to pick it up. Froggy, you've got one duty left.
Disguise Bloom should be free.
One duty left.
This should be free for you.
Get over there, Froggy. He's
just
got no ult.
Yep. You always win that fight. Bin could not finish Dragon in time.
Look at the rest of RNG. They're going to get there.
Yeah, you reset it, hope your team can show up, but it's probably going to be Soul. Now, this Baron is still a guarantee, and I think, honestly, I don't know, it's a tough call. Because you get Dragon for nothing, or you trade Baron for Soul. I think it's actually defensible either way.
Yeah, my personal favor is taking Cloud Soul off. However, we'll see what they can do with the Baron.
Oh, that's so clean.
It was beautiful. Charm flash from Froggy, and then BeanJ goes in. I can do it too. Q's goes for the Warthog flash into the Leona. Like, both carries, Phreak, both carries are instantly deleted. Saigon Buffalo with the pinpoint accuracy there, the target selection, instantly deleting both RNG carries. Beautiful stuff from the Buffalo, earning the fight win. And then the choice on objectives. Okay, yeah, you can go for the defense as far as you want the Baron buff to see how much you can do to end the game quicker. Personally, I always like taking up the Cloud and denying it for another 5 minutes beforehand, but I can be proven wrong right here. With this Baron buff, it depends on how much they can get done.
So in terms of, if we wait for the siege, in terms of the value of the objective itself, obviously Cloud Soul, bunch of movement speed, feels really good. The XP and gold you get from killing Baron is also permanent stats.
Yep.
You finish items, you level up, that all matters. Looking for the charm here. Bin rooted in place, and they're gonna go for broke yet again. The ultis are on, and they could get one. Looking for two right now, the root's in place, and they just go for broke, and they're gonna break RNG. Hasmed Will goes back in for more. Drops to Xiaohu, Shogun's on the way. Kill number 3 on the board, and Saigon Buffalo go to end the game. BeanJ, be careful, will get out from the turrets, and it's gonna be wave for 1, wave for 2, wave for all that he can, and he's gonna get the double kill. And Saigon Buffalo over push. It's a 3-for-3 team fight.
Damn it, I'm along for the ride though. That was fun to watch. Holy moly, I did not think he was going back in there with 45 HP, then diving under the turret. Another Zhonya's activation turns it around. RNG, they're being pushed to the brink. They do hold fast here, but my goodness, the Buffalo, no hesitation. They go for the dive. They start racking up the kills. Nautilus ultimate tracks through. Taki finds the extra hook right onto GALA. Like, that one right there, GALA being there for the extra hook from Taki. They pull out the extra. Hasmed goes back in. He instantly gets deleted, but BeanJ here loses track of the Zhonya's timing. So he goes a bit too deep, and then Wei starts popping off, turns it right back around for RNG. This might be the one that the Buffalo regret.
Yeah.
They knew that they had made a very clear choice, though, and they wanted to get the most out of their Baron. They wanted to push it. They wanted to prove them wrong. They wanted to end it there with the Baron. Now, not only were they stopped, is the Baron going to time out? They did not get the inhibitor, so they have no lasting pressure of the super minions pushing on top side, plus that longer lasting effect that we talked about, that Cloud Soul that was traded in effect for that power. Sometimes you get a little hypey, sometimes you get real hypey. Yeah. And it was turned around there by RNG. Can RNG make them pay for it, though? The Buffalo have been so clean with their picks.
4,000 gold lead to Saigon Buffalo at 31 minutes. 0-6 versus 5-1.
I could not believe Hasmed went back, and I was like, no way, he escaped, he lived.
So I think he thought he was always at the turret shot. He lived with like 1 HP on the turret shot. So he's like, I'm gonna die anyway. Let's hope I get E2 damage. That's, I believe, is what was in his head. Was like, I'm dead anyway, maybe get damage out of this. Through that lens, I buy it. Turns out he was strong, he would have lived anyway. But I think that was the logic. That's my guess. If you were to ask him why he pressed E2 there. Obviously the dive in the Nexus is a bit much. Taki does not have flash. Gonna anchor him, but he is alone 1v4. That is always a death. Gives that one up, and RNG clawing now back into the game.
Okay, but look at what they scramble on the map. Buffalo trying to push down mid. Honestly, I don't think they're gonna get anything else out of it, and it's just gonna be a teleport pulled out. RNG, they really do want to make him pay for it. They pull off a kill here. It's the flank though. BeanJ's behind.
No, he does have a flash. Ward hops, he has flash as well if needed. Ming's gonna show up, Bin's there as well. And it just collapses Saigon Buffalo. This should be another death. Flashes still dies. The game collapses around them.
They got to trade, though. They got Xiaohu. They got to pick with their teleport that came through. So it's a 1-for-1 in effect. Teleport and flash expended, though, from the side of the Buffalo.
Yeah. Taki's nowhere nearby, and mid's in a pretty precarious spot. The wave is already there, so it has to be recalls. Mid tier 2 should still drop no matter what. And that's going to be RNG getting even more gold back in. And even Hasmed won't stay.
All right, stopwatch count again, Phreak, because this is critical. And it did just cost the Buffalo at the Nexus turrets, not keeping track of the Zhonyas of Xiaohu.
3-1.
Huge, huge investment. Even 4. 2 Zhonyas and 2 stopwatches on Buffalo.
Yeah, 1 on Ahri,
So they've got a lot of playmaking opportunities to take it back in the next fight. Here's another look at the extended chase, though. So Taki's the one that gets picked off first. We know this. Then the follow-through comes, and it's the teleport number 1 from the Buffalo. Then they try and flank with their other teleport right behind him here. So teleport number 2. Meanwhile, the rest of the team of RNG, they go for BeanJ.
Bin got to knock up the Banshees. That's easy with the Ahri ulti. A little bit of a slow. They're going to find the rest of CC. Absolutely no way out. Doesn't have his Zhonyas. Doesn't have a way to live through this one. MR does not matter. Xayah is attacking you, and Shogun 5-1-9. Froggy 8-2-13. The man was assaulted so early in the game, and it's like, shake one off.
He's had huge, huge flash charm flashes here on Akali.
30 seconds, 5v4.
This pick on Bin has to be at least the inhibitor.
4 stopwatches. They don't think they can siege this. Xiaohu, I mean, look at the wave clear off the Vex overall, right? Q and W, that wave goes down.
Elder's on the map, so you cannot afford to make one of those mistakes. If you lose that fight, then you lose both objectives. You lose Elder and Baron. Like that is actually game if you make another one of those mistakes. So Buffalo make the call.
It's the Baron bait. They're like, okay, Baron's alive. Are we on it? You've got to check this one. Blue Trigger get burned. They're like, no one's on it.
Baron?
Okay, they're in our jungle. They're running Dragon.
Buff does last longer, but means that you then have to stay inside your base because you can't win the team fight versus the Elder team. RNG head over to the Elder.
Yeah. And Elder is...
Ooh, Fog of War.
So keep in mind. Oh, this is going to be big. Stopwatch burn by BeanJ. Here we go. Froggy in the front line. Roots on a 2. Ming taking a long time to die, though. And we get a 1-for-1. Jungler for support. Taki low. Gets out for now, but Wei is on the flank. Xiaohu, Zhonyas, Shogun. Zhonyas as well. Should have ult. Gets feared. Gets knocked down. Almost already gone. Bin picks up 2. GALA's alive. Hasmed left alone and falls. 5 dead. 3 alive for RNG.
RNG reigns supreme here, Phreak. And they're going to push it through into the Fog of War, and once you get the Gwen and the Viego inside the team fight, scrambling through, they clean it up. No one will take them down.
This should be enough time. They've got a cannon. Only Taki is up in 12 seconds. Saigon Buffalo made them sweat. It was
close.
Nearly the day of upsets, but they are eliminated. We will not see SGB in the knockout stage. RNG remain in control of first place.
Valiant effort there from Vietnam, from the Saigon Buffalo, but RNG get another win. Your first place team here, clear first place in the Rumble stage, RNG.
2 games ahead of second, the 3-way tie there, with 3 to play. They can be caught by EG, T1, or G2. It is technically possible, but RNG now look like the team to beat. Now, a game that close, okay, scratch your head a little bit, right? But take notes, keep moving on from there. 2 games ahead of everyone else.
That was a fun one.
It was fun.
Regardless. Really, really great effort there from the Saigon Buffalo. So many nice charm flashes from Froggy. BeanJ with a couple good of the kick flashes. Starts to get really heated towards the end. And you can see on the big stage, close to winning versus RNG, the pressure.
Yeah.
The quickness of those calls. And the small things matter. That's why composure on the biggest stage is always highlighted. And people always bring up veterancy, you know, and being at international events in other scenarios so you can experience it. This Saigon Buffaloes team is so young. They have so far to go and already performing really well here. This experience on the international stage, they're definitely going to remember this game. Yes, it's going to be a little bit salty because they were so close to winning, but next time around, maybe you don't rush it as much towards the base race when you're going against and you're so close to getting your win. It's these small things that really do matter in the end. Looking at the inventories for those Zhonya's, the stopwatches, so close.
Yeah, I think they had a 5v3. They could have closed it out and overdive. That's really unfortunate, but the mistakes are what they are. It does mean they're eliminated. Of course, they still have 3 games to play, 1 today, 2 tomorrow, but they can no longer catch those teams at 4 wins. They will not make the knockout stage. RNG again at 6-1. Feeling comfortable, but again, could be caught. Now make sure to listen in on Bring Home the Glory on the official MSI 2022 playlist on Spotify while we wait for G2 versus T1.
The world is watching. Get on board. Check the lanes. Pay attention to the best. Join the ranks. Be the challenger. All in for the trophy. This is for all senses. This is for all players. Buckle up. Take notes. MSI 2022. Driven by Mercedes EQ.
to the State Farm analyst desk after RNG barely, and I mean barely, take down their opponent in a nail-biter off a match. Man, how close was that game?
It's so frustrating just because if we return to the SGB blueprint, right, we saw a lot of things that we really liked. So draft creativity, I think this draft was fine, but it wasn't
creative, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't overly, so we'll do a little thing there.
A no on that one, yeah.
All right. But the big thing here, I see my shirt keeps accidentally canceling everything.
I'll get it. Oh, okay, messed it up. We want the no?
All right, here we go.
Yeah, take for better execution.
These. And so the big thing for me is better execution goes hand in hand with protecting Froggy in mid, right? Because we were like, okay, we'd love to see what we saw from Wei and Xiaohu against G2 and have BeanJ just be in that lane constantly. Froggy domestically has not been known as the strongest laner. He's definitely more of a, like, I know the VCS English cast put it as lose lane, win game, where he likes to play TF, Galio, radiate out to sides. Ahri is a pick he just picked up for playoffs, actually, in the VCS. But once he was out of lane,
he was a monster.
it was great.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, honestly, I'm going to put some more ticks in here because I feel like there's so many games where we've seen, like, Froggy 0-7. The game against T1 where Ona just perma-ganked him. We've seen countless times, like, the RNG game where 3-man in mid for the dive. But when he did get out of lane, it's not just like he was stable. Like, we said that a bit about Bay. We wanted him to get out of lane and be stable. But Froggy was a huge carry in this game.
Yeah. And I mean, as we start to roll through a lot of those highlight clips that are going to appear here in a moment, I think the big thing was, again, getting BeanJ involved early in this mid lane matchup, right? So even though Xiaohu actually does come away with the first blood, you know, Froggy ends up getting the kill. This play ends up going in SGB's favor. And honestly, like, once Froggy was online, as soon as he got out of lane, it was phenomenal for SGB.
And I feel like SGB were always bringing one more. You know, when and the initial play, there was the jungler there. And then the second play, when Wei came on the other side, they brought Taki as well to make sure they had the numbers advantage. And it kept paying off really dividends for them.
Yeah, and even in, again, like little skirmishes like this early, where RNG like may have been able to trade a kill back, it still continuously kept coming out in SGB's favor. So even as we see Xiaohu going in here, BeanJ comes to clean up. So obviously, timing, not perfect, but seeing that kind of better mid-jungle synergy out of this team was so massive for Froggy to then pop off later in team fights. And then it was just, oh God, it's just so frustrating because they had it.
It was such an unfortunate situation because it definitely felt like RNG's edge has been some of those mid to late game setups, right?
Yeah.
And they just, you could see that there was still quite a big disparity, but it gives hope for the fact that SGB were able to make it such a close game and like keep it competitive in that regard.
Yeah, and in a lot of these like later game team fights, we did see Xiaohu actually doubled his entire kills at this event. They did a really good job, I think, targeting him on the Vex, which is a nice counter into the Ahri. And some of the RNG disjointedness that we've seen from them kind of in season definitely still cropped up, even with, I think, a visibly stronger understanding of how to play the map.
Absolutely. And coming up next is an epic battle between T1 and G2. Both teams suffering from a defeat earlier today in our featured matchup presented by Mercedes-Benz.